Initial impressions are important, and man, does Parrish nail it. It's Rell, and let's dive into Item 42's first-person, fast-paced, roguelite beat-em-up / FPS. We start in a sarcophagus, the chains shatter, and we shove the door aside. We are greeted by a craven priest, and my goodness, the camera angles and art are fantastic. We run through a tutorial that adequately describes how to use the mechanics, and importantly, tests you on each one. The environments are great, even in the tutorial. The time that was taken on decorating the level really added to my enjoyment. There was a texture glitch early on, but I honestly only remembered it because I was watching my footage back. Now we arrive in an enormous room filled with sarcophagi and flows of golden Danake, the game's currency. We talk to the priest, who tells us we are in Purgatory and need to journey to Elysium in order to escape. To begin our journey, we travel through a portal and get our first quest from a statue. Kill the Orphic champion. Once I realize how important dodging is, we only have 3 hit points. I start dodging a spear and took him out pretty quick. Upon completing the objective, the game slows down and gives us a choice of upgrades. You'll get one of these each time you complete a stage, and they can be a major boost to your power. Some are circumstantial and build specific, so on occasion you'll get the feel bad of a useless set, but it doesn't happen often, and the change of tactics the cards promote adds another layer to the gameplay. We move into the next room. Between stages, there's a restock / reward room, showing your performance. We continue on, and wow, the atmosphere for this next level is wonderfully done. The cult vibes are real. After traversing the stage, we find our next target, the massive charging beast, Minotaurus. We are getting low on health, but make it through and start making our way to the next stage. I find a chest and kick it open to acquire a shotgun. Well, a blueprint so we can buy one later. The next area to explore is a large lava ravine with ruins scattered about. We start traversing a broken path, making perilous jumps to gather pieces for a ballista. Unfortunately, my low health takes its toll, and I go down here. So this is where the rogue-lite elements come into play. We find ourselves in a massive burial chamber. We spend the currency we've been collecting at the altar to buy new options. The game pushes a risk versus reward system on you. If you die with currency, you only get to keep a fraction of it. But in between stages, you can choose to return to the hub, and you lose your progress, but you get to keep all your currency. The game also has upgrades tied to extra play objectives. For example, if you get 50 close range kills with a shotgun, then it will give you a move speed boost for future close range kills. This promotes exploring different ways to use the weapons while you're learning them. The weapon variety is really wonderful, and while I certainly had my favorites, the shotgun and the revolver, each of them felt like it had its own merits. Each stage has 3 different possible objectives. While it certainly helps add variety to each life, it was my only major gripe with the game. Certain objectives were noticeably harder or took significantly longer than others, even on the same level. For example, burning the temple has more objectives, takes longer, and forces you to use a different weapon. Another one is crafting the ballista. I mean, after collecting all the pieces and having an escort mission, look what I have to do to tension the ballista, literally exploiting the fact that the AI don't know how to walk around it. The last part of the demo is the first major boss. We complete a completely safe fetch quest, then head out into an arena to fight a massive enemy. He is pretty easy to defeat, especially after you know what you're doing. A side detail that really added to the experience for me was the collectibles. Scattered around the levels, you could pick up upgrade blueprints and codex entries. Like, just look at the neat little hiding places around the hub area. So charming. So, would I recommend Parrish? Yes. It is a high-intensity, melee beat-em-up / shooter with lots of complexity, options, and details. Despite everything I've said, I think the best endorsement of Parrish that I can give is that even after I had done everything in the game and had more than enough footage for the video, I kept going back to the game because it was really fun. And I am so excited for the full release.